And actually looking at this, doing the math, this isn't correct at all. So honestly, at least that particular piece of paper, we got a 22 in there, and then we got a 16.6 for like 5th place. So obviously that's a little off as far as the results are concerned. But we do know that Fowser would be the one of them to keep an eye on. He did take that 3rd place finish in Moto 1. He came back there last night. I believe this was one of the last motos that we watched last night, if I'm not mistaken, Megawatt, that brought us a really exciting battle, regardless of whether it's 50 cc's or 500 cc's, because these kids packed in a lot of talent, a lot of exciting racing there. Jaden Slusser we saw come up through the pack there. Mason Tucker also had a good run in yesterday's motos. We had a 1 and a 5 by Jaden Palmer. He's got a 6 coming into this, so he's in contention for the championship, depending on how things unfurl for him throughout the course of this weekend, or this day and tomorrow. Well, actually today, this is their 3rd and final moto. So this final moto, how this final moto works out for him. So again, Luke Fowser though is your leader with a 4. With a 5 is Jaden Slusser in 2nd, and a 1-5 for 6th. 3rd, Jaden Palmer is 3rd heading in to this moto. I had to do a little bit of the math.
All right, looks like we need Mason Hume still over at the registration office. Maxwell Kiefer, you're needed as well. Nathan Hexum, all you guys needed over at the registration office. So Mason Hume, Maxwell Kiefer, Nathan Hexum needed over at registration office as soon as possible.
All right, so this 50 cc, 51, 7 to 8 limited class now. Again, you were talking, we were watching last night. Fowser is actually a little fella up from around your neck of the woods. You're a little bit familiar with this guy.
Yeah, you know, watch him go through all these qualifiers. Had a great season all year long, traveling, doing a lot of races. Went to Texas, of course, and all those places. They train a lot with Seven Henderson and his family. Those guys always on the road, and Fowser putting all that experience to good use so far this weekend.
For sure, and you know, again, 50 cc riders, you can expect some inconsistency out here in this one. Landon Gordon showing a 20 and a 2 heading into that 3rd and final moto. That's a little bit of an inconsistency. That gives him 22, but that still might be enough for an overall top 10 whenever we start doing all the scores and things like that, because like we say, these you know, a lot of it's going to hinge on this 3rd moto, but 3rd moto scores makes the average quite a bit different sometimes, especially if several riders see inconsistent days. And with the weather that we had, we knew that that was going to be a factor in many of the classes coming in. All righty, we're rolling around here on this sighting lap, and now we're done with the sight lap. We are now ready to sort these little fellas out there, Megawatt.
Hey, did you see, you pointed out there that 155 lap time and 258s last time around. That's exactly what we were predicting a little earlier this morning, like our 1st or 2nd moto, saying that we might get down into that territory, and sure enough, a 155.5. So right now, about as good as you're really going to see this racetrack all week. Going to move into a lot more classes this afternoon, so going to get a bit more beat up, but ideal conditions right now for this 51cc group, 7 to 8 limited. So these guys, here they go. Off the gate right now. Rodney headed for turn number 1.
Man, what aggression out of little youngsters like this. KTMs are up front. Look at that, bouncing off that first turn berm like that.
Holy cow.
That was amazing right there. Try to get a number on that one. I believe that's Braxton Watson out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the number 41 here in the 51cc 7 to 8-year-old class. As we look at his moto scores from earlier. I believe that the 41 machine coming into this moto.
Braxton never shut that thing off around that first turn. Bounced off of that berm and was gone.
DNF Moto number 1, a 31st place finish in Moto 2. So he's out for redemption, man. He fired off that gate. I don't know what's got him charged up or what had him charged up, but whatever it was, Braxton Watson really wanted to prove something, if nothing else, off the start here today.
No question. Looks like he's still up there. So I'm not sure if there's been one lead change yet or not. There might have been one possible lead change. Those guys look like they're both on Cobras, look like very similar gear and that type of thing. But I think Watson may still be out there. And you're telling me a DNF and a 31, you say, are his moto scores?
Yeah, looking at the 18, Landon Gordon. Gordon actually got second in Moto 2. He finished 20th in Moto 1, so he is out making some things happen. We see Braden Johnson back there as well aboard the number 11. I believe that is the second place position. Johnson finished 16th and 6th, carrying it into the third moto. So again, this third moto is going to change things up quite a bit. And look at this battle that is about to ensue already between the 11 of Johnson.
Look at this. 3 guys right now, Rodney, trying to make it happen. Go ahead and tell us. Johnson was under fire right now.
Yeah, Johnson's under fire. He was trying to put the pressure on the 18 of Landon Gordon, but now here comes the number 80 machine of Jaden Palmer. Palmer actually took a Moto 1 win. He finished 5th in Moto 2. I think that was due to maybe not a great start, and also obviously the track there last night was about as rough as it was going to get for these 50cc riders, and man, they manipulated it very well, and it looks like we could be seeing some excitement about to take place here. 1-5 for Jaden Palmer, and he may be trying to work his way to the front of the pack for a 1-5-1.
Look at this. Here he comes right now around the outside, up and over that tunnel jump, Rodney, trying to set himself up for the inside of this next corner, going down by the billboards, not able to make it happen. But look at the first 6 riders, Rodney, how close.
A little huck-a-buck, a little bouncing back and forth. That billboard's got these guys way out of control. The 18 machine of Landon Gordon still maintaining the number 1 position, but look at this battle for second and how tight it is.
It's amazing. That first lead pack was originally 6 bikes hanging in there together. What kind of lap times are we looking at?
Look at Fowser. Fowser was in 4th when they came by. He's battling for second right now, I believe, as they head down the short chutes under the Red Bull arch down there. So Fowser's pretty much picking up with the pace that he left off with last night. The way we're looking at this, it is 7-8 limited. Landon Gordon out front. Braden Johnson was second. Jaden Palmer was third. Fowser was 4th. Austin Schaefer in 5th. Manuel Dumas was in the number 6 spot. Jaden Schlusser was in 7th. Enzo Timmerman was 8th. Tyler Cole 9th. Braxton Watson rounded out your top 10.
I can't believe what I just saw. Weege's eyes are wide open. Oh, and there's the end result, Weege. Man, thought we were going to reel it back in, and I believe he was going for the triple right there, man, and just bounced it off of that landing. But unbelievable. Taking a look now right back at it. Is that the 46? Is that Fowser coming?
I believe it is.
Looks like we've got the leaders right here, though. That would be right now. Is that still Gordon? Because it looks like the 18 up front. I can barely read that. So here they come one more time. That is the 46 right there. So that is Fowser. So he's put himself in great position. Are you kidding me?
The air launching off of that back section right there of the 46, and now what is that, the 72 we're seeing move up there?
These two guys very familiar with each other, and I've seen this many times out of that 46 machine, launching that thing as willingness to send it, man, on those little wheels, man. This guy will absolutely get it done. And right now,
he was 6th place when they finished up lap number 1. Manuel Dumas there, and Demias, I believe that may be how you say it. But look at him now. He is already up to the number 1 spot. Ahead of him, just a couple of spots, was Luke Fowser. So we've seen some big changes since that first lap of racing here.
Yeah, these guys aren't disappointing. Just like, look at this. Fowser going around the wide side, going around the outside, and look at this, holding the gas on just a little longer, getting a great drive, able to put himself back to the inside, Rodney Tomlin, as they come through and complete lap number 2.
Lap number 2, the leaders now up and over over the Tunnel of Love down in front of the big famous Loretta Lynns billboard now. And it is still Fowser out front. And, man, they are bouncing through that now whoop section in front of that billboard especially. It's a double-double section nearly for these 50cc riders. Dumayas there in the number 2 spot. Jaden Palmer in 3rd. Landon Gordon, who was leading at the end of lap 1, is 4th now. Jaden Schlusser holds pretty steady there in a 5th place position. Enzo Timmerman is 6th. Austin Schaefer followed by Braden Johnson, Tyler Mollett, and Mason Tucker to round out the top 10.
Look at that three-way battle, Rodney, we have. I'm going to believe that that's probably Enzo Timmerman and Austin Schaefer locked into it back there. It looks like 3 riders coming down the short chutes here right now. Top 4 making a little bit of ground on them, pulling away just a bit. Each one has a little bit of a margin, but Fowser right now has set sail. Last time through, it showed about a half a second lead. By the time he'd made it behind the billboard, definitely was up to about 2 seconds.
Well, rolling through the GoPro 10 Commandments, our leaders here in the 51 7-8 Limited. Fowser, Dumayas, also Jaden Palmer, Landon Gordon, and Jaden Schlusser just 1.4 seconds back. But like you said, Enzo Timmerman, Austin Schaefer right there in the hunt and thick of it as well. So we roll into Storyland. This could be a pretty good ending for some, and others may not have as great an ending to their story. Let's see what happens here. We're still early in this race, though. We got to take in the big picture here. 7 minutes into this 3rd and final moto for these 51 7-8-year-old riders.
Leaders coming back around, Rodney. Look at this right now. Fowser just opening it up, pulling away right now, working his way up over top of that rocky mountain right now. Definitely got clean track ahead of him, able to get in that race line, get in that groove right now, and starting to take that number 46 machine and check out. Right now,
look
Manuel
at the attack mode
Dumayas.
this kid's in. Up over the bars, elbows up, head down and charging, and good reason, man. He's got company coming in from that 3rd place ride. Is that Gordon now closing up the gap? Actually, that might be the 3rd place ride we're looking at, but Landon Gordon back there on board the number 18 looks as aggressive right now as the 80.
Yeah, absolutely. The number 18 looking real strong right now. Landon Gordon looking like he's trying to get up there and get in position and make something happen. Leader going by already. Fowser out on lap number 3 that time, turning a 2:31. This time the margin waiting on Dumayas to come by. Now it is Palmer officially in that 2nd spot, so 6.7 seconds back now behind Fowser.
Wow. So a big change again from lap 2 to lap 3. We saw the big change on lap 1. The 80 actually moving up from 6th in the 1st place to battle with Fowser for the number 1 spot. Fowser moved up from 4th to battle for 1st, but he finally able to secure this one here after 3 laps, rolling into 4, 8.5 minutes into this race.
Top 4 starting to separate yourselves just a little bit, Rodney. You can see that Palmer just about up about 3 seconds right now, 9 seconds back to Timmerman, so that pace has changed up just a bit, but Schaefer still trying to get up there and put himself in that top 4 position, holding on to that number 5, but the problem for him, Braden Johnson only half a second behind.
Well, Manuel Dumayas, the 72 machine, we saw pop off a 2:31.248, which was the fastest lap that we've seen in this 50cc class. The second fastest was Fowser with a 2:31.953, so about 0.7 of a second difference. But the bad news about that for Manny is the fact that he has dropped back a few positions now as we look at the standings for the 72 of Manuel Dumayas. He is now back in 8th place.
A front runner early in this one, no question now, and just slowly worked his way back. A few little issues there. As we take a look from 10 up through 20, looks like Jaden Schlusser in that 11th spot. Cade Johnson on that number 17 KTM in the 12th spot. Gabriel Mahoney in 13th. Caden Wharton rides in 14th. Kai Burge in that number 15 position. Miles Monty in 16th. The 17th is Mason Nettleson. Chase Carr in the 18th position. Evan Woody in 19th. And William Kanagauer in that 20th position. Right now it looks like we're just about almost 10 minutes in now, Rodney. Right at 10 minutes. There we go, crossing the 10-minute mark. And got a battle on our hands right here.
Timmerman moving up to challenge the 18 of Landon Gordon for 3rd. Not only challenge, man, threaded that needle heading over the Rocky Mountain. And he takes over the number 3 spot. So Enzo is living up to his name of being a speedster out there.
Man, Rodney, that looked like such a seasoned move. You know what I mean? That's a veteran move right there. This guy's just using textbook technique out there right now. And as a matter of fact,
ooh, look at
when you take into account and setting somebody up, that's exactly how it's done.
Well, coming up behind him, we got Austin Schaefer, Braden Johnson, Tyler Mollett, and a few of the other guys doing some battle back there. So we've got battles all through the top 10 and top 20 here in this 50 class, and we've got another lap in the history books. 11 minutes also approaching, and Fowser, Palmer, Timmerman now in third, Gordon in fourth, Braden Johnson in fifth. DeMias is back up to a fifth place position, so it must have been a mistake to set him back. So he's head down and charging against, but still lap time that time around for Manny was 2:36. He's still faster than everybody's racing against right there. So Manny should be moving up even more.
Look at this battle coming in front of us, Rodney. These guys still back here fighting 4 riders we could throw a daggone blanket over. But when you talk about DeMias, he's passed the same guys a couple times, it seems like.
Yeah, he has. And he maybe actually pull off another fast lap in this one if he can get a little bit of free racetrack ahead of him and make up some of the time that he's looking to make up. I imagine if you look to the third place position, Enzo Timmerman about 13 seconds behind Jaden Palmer. If Manny's able to move up into that third place position, then lay chase to Enzo and the boys up there in second and first. We might even see a faster lap than that, but getting up to that point is going to be rather difficult.
Yeah, just the way all these guys are riding. And right now, these guys, they're riding on the best track they're going to see all week. And right now, the lap times will be optimum. Right now, to make these passes happen, a better opportunity than they've seen all week long. So right now, looking like 4 laps in, waiting on Fowser to work his way back around, trying to find our leader right now. Looks like he's coming back around. There he is, getting ready to head up over. Look at this, got a battle on our hands. He's got his hands full right now. Fowser has all kind of company from, it looks like Jaden Palmer and Enzo Timmerman.
Wow.
So look at this, oh my goodness. A little bit of contact there between the 80 of Jaden Palmer and Fowser. These guys pushing the very ragged edge, Rodney. Look at this as they work their way through the beach.
Yes, they are pushing the ragged edge. Fowser still maintaining that number 1 position, but also close. The number 80 coming in.
Wow.
That one, Jaden Palmer, Enzo Timmerman, as we said, really sneaking up in on this one. Or was that Timmerman? If it was, you made a lot of time if it was, but regardless, the battle for first is on right now, and you say the white flag is out.
White flag is out.
Look at this. It's going to be a nose-to-tail battle here for this final lap of racing here for the
51.78 limited, and I want to tell you what, Rodney, it can't get any closer. It's coming down to the very final lap, and I tell you what, I don't think the top 3 spots are decided yet.
No, I think it's still up in the air and up for grabs. As far as the overall, if it stays the way that it is right now, Fowser will go 3-1-1 for the win. Palmer will go 1-5-2 for second place overall, and Jaden Slusher will go 2-3-12 for third. Now here's the thing, Fowser has a little bit of breathing room there. If he is to lose a position to Palmer, he still would have the national championship. So the best thing for him to do is maybe back off just a little bit and play the odds there and take the national title rather than the third and final moto win. But how are you going to tell an 8-year-old kid that's in one of the tightest battles of his life right now to slow down and let that guy go by?
Yeah, that's not in his strategy, I can assure you that. Looks like he does have a little bit of a gap right now. What's happened to the number 80 machine? I don't see him in the picture right now.
Well, 80 might have also been last-ditch efforting it on this last lap, which would maybe put him in a position that he pushed it just a little too far. We talked about the ragged edge they were riding there, and that's what happens. Even in a 50cc class, when you push the ragged edge like that, sometimes it tears away and you lose a little time.
You know, Fowser coming up on one of the back markers here, but I'm telling you, I don't see that number 80 machine anywhere in the picture frame in the same section. So, oh my goodness, Fowser, both feet off the pegs now, needs to be careful. Less than half a lap away, got a championship in his hands right here. Coming up, that number 46 machine, if he's able to put it together for another half a lap here, Rodney, make some good decisions. Keep himself in good position right here, just throttle back a bit. But look at the lead right now. Look, as we see Fowser coming right in front of us. Is that the 80 machine now coming up and over?
I think that may be, and wow, you're right. It did There's your leader coming into the Sandy
I still don't see Palmer. Something. Is that him right there?
Yes. He is not as far back as we had thought, only about 6 or 8 seconds or so, but Palmer is in the sweep return and headed to the finish, the final turn before the finish. But Fowser's coming up, Palmer behind him, a little bit of a gap, but I'll tell you what, enough for Luke Fowser to take the national championship with a 3-1-1 here in the 7 to 8-year-old division. Jaden Palmer will finish up second in the moto. That will give him second in the championship bid with a 1-5-2. And someone we haven't really talked about this moto, who is all the way back in a 9th place position. He finished 7-4, and if he can hang on for 9th here, that will be enough for a 3rd place overall for Mason Tucker. But Moto Gold will go like this to Luke Fowser. He'll get the national title. Jaden Palmer will get second here today, and he will get silver. And Enzo Timmerman will take home the bronze in this 3rd and final moto of racing. So congratulations to those 3 riders in their efforts and accomplishments here in the final race for these little guys. And congratulations again to Luke Fowser for the national championship.
Yeah, congratulations to Luke. A lot of hard work put in by all these kids. And I can tell you, Rodney, we've watched this all week long. We've watched this situation develop. These guys look more and more seasoned each moto that we're looking at. And when we come through and look at the moves these guys use, look at the strategy these guys use, just like we were watching a full-size national.
No doubt. Rocky Mountain ATVMC leaderboard there on the screen. And Jason Wygant working his way down to the podium to talk to these youngsters and congratulate them on jobs well done here at Loretta Lynns. You're watching coverage live from Hurricane Mills, Tennessee, and Loretta Lynns Dude Ranch of the Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com Amateur National Motocross Championship, presented by Amsoil, the first in synthetics. Coming up, we got more 50cc racing here. We'll have the 4 to 6 class, followed then by a couple of double gates there. We've got a 4 to 6 special limited and 4 to 6 shaft drive. That will be our 3rd, or what we call the C Moto here in Loretta Lynns, or at Loretta Lynns, I should say. Let's head on down to the podium. Sounds like Jason may be about ready to get our celebrations underway.
Thank you, Rodney. All right, we're going to be joined by our 3rd place finisher. Well, I had him. Let me do some more wrangling. All right, he's taking some pictures. I got him. Okay. We're good. Let's hand out a bronze medal to the number 21, Enzo Timmerman. Come right down here to the center. Come right here, Enzo. How was your race, Enzo?
Good. Got a decent start, walked my way to the front, and got 3rd.
Who do you want to thank?
My mechanic, George, my dad, my mom, my grandpa, DT1, Mika Medal, CTO, Dunlop, 60, CD, Fox, and everyone else. Thank you.
Thank you. 3rd place, Enzo Timmerman. Good job for the number 21. Looking for Jaden Palmer on the 80, who's our 2nd place finisher. We got Jaden. I need the 80 as our silver medalist in this moto. I see him. Well, this guy was up there all week long. He knows what it's like to collect some moto medals now here at the ranch. Let's hear it for the number 80, Jaden Palmer. Well, good riding all week. You were really solid. You'll be up there in the overall, too. Who do you want to, well, first of all, tell me about this 3rd moto. How did it go?
It went pretty good. My start was decent, but the track was rough, and just had to pull through it.
Who do you want to thank?
My mom and dad, my little brother, Callahan MX Facility, Fun Factory, Truly, Motovest, Garnet, 100%, Mika Metals, DT1 Filters, Bell Ray, and Dunlop.
All right, let's hear it for him. It's Jaden Palmer, 2nd place. Thank you, Jaden. And now we will crown our champion. Thanks, Jaden. We will give a gold medal out, and with that, it unlocks the key to the national championship in the 7 to 8 limited class. Bring it on up to the center. Come on in. Gold medal and a title for Luke Fowser. Luke Fowser, you have it. We're putting the other ones on. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, they got the previous Moto medals. We got all 3 of them. Putting the puzzle together. Oh, they're pumped. All right, Luke, tell me about your moto. How'd you get it done? There were some crazy battles going on.
Well, I got a decent start, like 8th or 7th, and I worked my way up, and I tried to get everybody in the 10 Commandments and just try to get everybody in the corners and work my way through up the pack. And Jaden almost got me right at the white flag, but I was able to hold him off.
Good job. Hey, did you think you could win the title when this week started? Was that the goal where you're like, yeah, I can do this, I can win this? Is that what you thought?
Yeah.
Who do you want to thank?
I would like to thank Mitten Cycle and Rob Mitten for doing all my motors, Cameron Mitten, Drew Mitten, Carson Mitten, Jade McCurdy, and Pro Taper, SRS Suspension, 6D, and my mom and dad and grandma and grandpa, and Aunt Sarah, Cobra, Bill's Woodworking, Scott, Motovest, and Red Vinyl.
There it is. Luke Fowser, our champion of 7 to 8 Limited. And we will have the presentation of the #1 plate. There it is, the championship trophy and the #1 plate for Luke Fowser. Might have a Bell Helmets Hole Shot Award. I'll throw it up to you guys in a moment. If I put that together, I'll grab it back, but for now, we'll send it back to the tower.
Wow, congratulations, Luke Fowser and the Fowser family on a job well done this summer, man. You set your sights, you set your goals, and goal accomplished.
Yeah, right there's the medal, man. Right there it is. That's the goal. That's the crowning jewel. Right there's that shield, and got his moto medals around his neck and that shield signifying the championship. So congratulations to all of our winners here so far today, and our first 51cc champion crowned.
He's trying to figure out how to pop the top on the body for his first time there. He'll get her figured out. He's tightened it back up. That's what he did.
Look at this. I love it, Rodney.
Put your finger
I dig it.
Take it off and then put your finger on it and shake it. All right, now put your finger over it and shake it. There you go.
There you go. That's it.
Victory. That's the spoils of victor right there. The sweet taste of champagne, that's for sure.
Hey, real quick, I'm going to give out the Bell Helmets Hole Shot Award, and I hope I don't get doused by the non-alcoholic champagne. Braxton Watson has your Hole Shot Award in 7 to 8. Thank you. Who do you want to thank?
My mom and dad, Answer, Dunlop, and everybody else I forgot.
Good job, Braxton. Let's hear it for him. Hole Shot winner in 7 to 8. Woo! Thank you. All right, I'll grab that. Oh, he's taking more. Yeah. All right, we got our next group out on the track. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason Wygant. Another job well done. Love seeing you work the podium down there. You do a great job. Those kids love you, man. And also want to let you know that we are off and rolling in the 4 to 6-year-old class. We do have a consistency, at least for the first place ride, and he's got a little bit of breathing room here today. As a 93 of Seth Dennis comes into this one with a 1-1 situation. The 70 of Hogan Mims, though, grabs the early lead in this one. He comes into it sitting 6 with a 6-6 heading into Moto 3, so a good start for him, and $100 from Bell Helmets for his whole shot there. But Seth Dennis has about 5 position buffer zone there over Miles McCarty, the number 39 machine, who went 5-2.
All right, look at this. Looks, what's the number on that? Looks like 70 was out front there. That was our whole shot, Hogan Mims, but looks at the number 60 able to get around him. Let's see here. Here they come back out of Storyland right now, Rodney. Man, look at this race already on our hands. That's our whole shot winner right there, Mims, but under fire right now from it looks like the number 12 machine, and out front I still don't have an ID, but here we go. Let's see if we can get a better shot.
56 maybe.
But look at this. Holy cow. All right, Brendan Harrison on that number 56 machine out front now as they work their way across the beach. That's the number 14 machine in second place. So our whole shot winner, Mims, right now struggling to hold on now, trying to get into or remain in that top 3, but a whole bunch of riders right behind him, Rodney.
Now listen to how this is shaping up. Brendan Harrison, the 56, was second in Moto 1, 18 in Moto 2. Brandon Eade was 17 and 3, and looks like Brendan Harrison right now may be struggling a little bit trying to maintain the lead out there as he's got all kinds of pressure coming in.
Wow, look at this. The number 14 machine working his way through. Look at this, trying to make a move for the lead right now, going wide around the outside, which is going to set him up into the inside here, Rodney. Oh, a big kicker right there, slowed the progress. And he's down. The number 14 machine has hit the ground.
Brandon Eade, 17, and he actually finished 3rd in Moto number 2, so he was going for the lead here in Moto 3. Talk about turning things around for himself, and Brandon Eade still trying to get that machine, and he's fired back up and going, but he's got himself a little bit of a gap to make up. Here's our leaders. We got Brendan Harrison in first, Seth Dennis in second, Jesse James Shedden there in the number 3 spot. Hogan Mims, your whole shot winner there in 4th. Madden Jones in 5th. In 6th is Kai Morgan. Micah Carpenter is 7th.
Whoa, look at this. Battle for the lead right now, and a pass being made. Looks like it. Holy cow, taking place through that first turn right there. All these riders getting hung up behind the billboard, and look at this, Rodney Tomlin.
I'm amazed at how quickly things are turning around here. These kids, they're moving up fast. And this young man that just took over the lead, Seth Dennis, a 93, is looking to go 1-1-1 to be one of the very few national champions this year that has been able to achieve that thus far.
Yeah, I tell you, Rodney, a 1-1 going into the third moto has been rare so far this season.
Yes, it has, and he's carrying this one to a possible third moto win, but it's still early in the race. We're only 4 minutes in, a couple laps or so, and we are watching possible history here for Seth Dennis. This could be the first paving stone for greatness here at Loretta Lynns in his amateur national career. Jesse James Shedden, the 86 machine, who is your 3rd place ride, putting together some good races, I believe, there in the first couple of motos. I remember seeing and talking quite a bit about him, but as we look, we see he finished 11th in Moto 1. I think he had a late race problem out there that dropped him back a little bit, but a 5th place finish in Moto 2. So he's out here to make a name for himself in Moto 3 in that 3rd place position, it looks like.
I'm going to give you some information that's going to make us all feel old about this class. So when Seth Dennis won the first moto, I was working the podium there. Seth Dennis's dad once made the podium here at Loretta's on a Cobra in the 50 class.
No.
Nuh-uh.
That's how old we are.
Are you kidding?
Yes. His dad got 2nd overall once on a Cobra, and he is now the father of a child who is now racing a Cobra. So, A, that's how long Cobras have been around, and B, we've been around longer than that.
His dad's just a young dude, that's all.
Yeah. His dad is
started when he was
12
like 12 years old.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's not that we're old.
Yeah. His dad,
get that right.
Yeah,
it's not that we're old.
The dad's just young.
Yeah,
The dad's
exactly.
actually going to be lining up with the B class in just a moment.
Wow, how cool.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Yep.
So, wow, that's an interesting bit of information, believe it or not. And right now, a legacy, if you will, a Cobra legacy. Would that be considered? Now, Jason, I got to ask you, would he be considered our first Cobra legacy? Quite possibly. I mean, if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, likely.
Well, that's what the Cobra folks said. It's the first, as far as they know, the first multi-generational Cobra podium performance, yes.
Wow. Yeah. And we see that in the Masters 50-plus class with the eveners also today. So some pretty cool history here at Loretta Lynns.
We're looking at right here is the struggle. Meanwhile, Seth Dennis is everything going his way. But the rider who was second in points coming into this one, Miles McCarty, way back, 18th place.
Yeah, he come into this one with a 5.2 and a 5.2.18 is putting him way off pace right now. So actually a 5.2.18 scores him a top 10 overall, believe it or not, in 8th place. But you know that he is hoping that he can get things put together here in these drier conditions.
Yeah, oh no, rider going down right here at the finish line. Not exactly sure who that was, hitting one of our deep berms over there and catching the front end right there in front of us below the tower there. Can't really get an ID on that number plate, but one of our pilots going down there right below the tower. About 7 minutes into this one now, Rodney, and we're still looking right now at Seth Dennis in control right now, not making any mistakes so far. Saw a lot of mistakes from some of our riders on the first lap. A lot of guys digging in a little bit. Taking a look down Mechanics Row here at all the dads.